Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica. You know lion down in Jamaica, Briggy Barn.
You've got the Admiral here, the Commodore, and we've got our famed guest.
Special guest.
Same. Here we go. Thank you so much. I'm flattered to be here, honestly.
Luca comes from great stock. He actually looks after Campari, many of their brands, including the fabulous Appelton, which today is what we're going to talk about. This is, you know, at the end of the day, our month of rum here at Hains & Co. So we thought, what better way than to celebrate by bringing out something fantastic. And we're going to be actually reviewing today Joy, named after Joy Spence, who is the Master Blender at Appelton's. But we thought maybe before we get right into that, we'd just maybe talk a little bit about Jamaican rum as a whole, because we're finally now getting fantastic rums in Australia.
Oh, absolutely. Tell me about it. Like, Jamaican rum has always been one of my favorite style. It's just because it's so unique. You know,
absolutely.
like bold, rich in flavor. It's got a very unique funk.
That's
It's
the
so
funk-
typical
funk
for
is
Jamaican
it.
rum.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
It is fantastic. It's that high esters they bring about, and is that from adding the
dunder.
the dunder from the dunder
Absolutely.
pits
So
that they
can you
have.
explain to some people what dunder is, or what are
Too
these
easy.
dunder pits?
So, like, basically, after Jamaican rum has always been famous for, back in the days, open air fermentation, but all still long fermentation. So that brings out like very rich, funky flavor.
And check Miss Brown, she say Papa Briggy is the king of the town. Your complexion no black, Jah know that it brown. That's why you have the food I sell round town, Lord. Only for green banana, 34 pound of the Irish potato, 55 pound of the sweet cassava.
It goes back through the still and has got that edgy funk to it because it's continued to do crazy things in these dunder pits. Which sounds just
Terrible. I'm sure it would be terrible.
because I believe they're open air, and some of these dunder pits I've read about have been going for well over 160 years.
So it's almost like a master stock, a chef's master stock, where it's just continually being added to, and they've got a little bit of every blend they've ever done put in there, which is keeps consistency too, I'd say. But yeah,
Don't think I'd choose to take a swim in one.
in the end product rum, however.
Yeah,
then maybe
absolutely.
different
I'll
story,
take it
so-
any day.
Now, what's brilliant here? Okay, we're going to be talking a little bit about Appelton's, but we've got a few other fantastic examples of some great Jamaican rum and some wonderful Jamaican rums that we're now able to get here in Australia. Now, a lot of people might have heard of things like Smith & Cross and Ray & Nephew. Again, I mean, the Smith & Cross is your slightly higher proof, great in utilising in tiki drinks because it just adds that kick. And so often, you know, we're utilising these Jamaican rums to be able to give that extra kick of flavour to what is some of the more sweeter other styles of rums.
Absolutely, and like alcohol, same as like sugar, for example, is it's just got the property of extracting and carrying this flavor. So a tiny bit goes a long way, and it really highlights the other ingredients in the cocktail. So go for an extra kick.
Absolutely.
Now, with Jamaican rums, do any of them add sugar?
It's something that is really, really not used in Jamaican rum. So there isn't actually like a regulation that says you cannot add sugar, but it's a practice that no one
just
does.
do it.
Appleton Estate, they don't even see memories of caramel before bottling. That's like, it's no-go thing.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We'll pause there. All right, well, if there was a glitch there, that was because our doorbell was ringing. We were shortly interrupted.
But we're back.
And it was actually to deliver some more rum. So there is, in fact, another beautiful rum from Jamaica we can then add
A
to
very
the
good
mix.
way, a very good reason to interrupt.
Absolutely.
I would say.
Absolutely. Wouldn't be stopped for anything else other than rum.
So we've just talked about Jamaica, we've talked about the dunder, we've talked about the
Fermentation process.
no use of sugar,
No sugar.
no
sugar.
use of caramel colouring.
No.
Now it's all got to be
Which
natural.
honestly, we have to give credit where credit is due. Sometimes you can use caramel in a very good way. It's not that
Of
caramel
course,
and
yeah.
sugar is bad for your
Sure.
rum. Many people out there, they use caramel in a very good way. In Jamaica, we just don't use it because we don't need it.
It's just
All the
not
flavor that you got comes from, you know, the way the rum is made and the sugar cane and where the sugar cane is grown. The color you see from in the bottle comes completely from the barrel.
And so talking about the barrels at Appelton, what kind of barrels are you guys using?
We use American whiskey barrel.
Yep.
In particular, we use Jack Daniel's
Jack
barrel.
Daniels, sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice one.
It's funny though because like Campari that owns Appleton, we also own Wild Turkey.
Sure.
For example.
Yeah.
We tried, Joy Spence, she tried to play around a bit with Wild Turkey barrel, but they just like play in a different way. And she doesn't want to compromise.
Sure, of course.
Flavor is paramount.
So a little bit on Appelton as well. So you spoke about Joy Spence.
Yeah.
Speak a little bit about Joy Spence and
Man,
who she is and what she does and why she's
the
so wonderful.
legend. The legend. She was she still is, luckily, the first female woman master blender in history
Of any spirit,
and
not
the
just
spirit
rum.
industry.
So Joy Spence, for you out there, legend, obviously, absolutely wonderful. Now she first started the company not as the master blender, she came in as
chief chemist.
chief chemist, right?
Yeah, so that's where she started. And then like she started in 1997, working in the distillery. And 1981 she got appointed first woman in history master blender at Appelton Estate. I'm very happy with that because their rum is just delicious.
Fantastic. Awesome.
So, and today's rum is actually then the celebration
So
of her 20 years anniversary. With
named
Appleton.
after her.
Named after
Named
her.
after her.
But Joy, such a great name.
Isn't it?
In
So,
a really fantastic, beautiful bottle as well.
yeah, so it is a jewel. And you know, while it's expensive, it's not crazily expensive. Certainly for somebody who's talking about 25 to 35-year-old, aging in the Caribbean. They're all aged there, yeah?
Absolutely, every single drop of Appelton Estate, it goes like seed to bottle on the actual estate.
Beautiful.
So every single drop that goes around the world comes from one place.
Tapping out. Back into it.
Back to Jamaican Rum.
Yes.
Joy, the beauty. 25 to 35 years old blend, you were saying?
Mm-hmm.
2 rum mark.
Mm-hmm.
One that was like a column still that was set to start aging in 1981 when Joy, she started as master blender.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one hand selected by Joy Spence, again, master blender, as like her favorite pot still in the warehouse.
Fantastic.
So-
Nice. So
so
it should be an incredible.
981 is the pot still, and then the other mark, is that a column or is that also pot?
That's the other way around. Column 1981.
Oh,
and
that's
pot still.
right.
Back to
Okay,
your favourite.
yep.
Okay, I see.
Terrific. I knew it was a blend of the two somehow, I think.
And under
Somewhere.
Richard Seal and Luca Gagana's kind of rum categories, this would be considered a single blended rum. So coming from one estate, the Appelton estate, but they're blending pot and column together.
Mm.
That classification of rum that Luca Gargano started to bring out and is taking like lots of fans in the industry. It's extremely interesting because he introduced, together with the fact of terroir, which Appleton is all about,
Absolutely.
because it comes from a very unique place that characterizes what the rum is about.
Which is the Nassau Valley.
Nassau Valley, Jamaica, which is like a perfect tropical microclimate. It's just like one of the few places in the world that it gets the particular climate that allows sugarcane to grow in that particular way.
Sounds fantastic. We'll have to
Water
take
is
it.
like I really look forward to it, man. You gotta come with me.
Hey, I'm down. If I fit in a suitcase, I'm down.
Done,
Might
done.
just have some legs hanging out the end.
So you talk about the terroir there as being really particular to
Absolutely.
Appleton, and it's one of the only rums that terroir seems to play such a major influence. And they grow all their own cane?
Everything that goes in a bottle of Appleton Estate comes from that place. We seed and grow our sugarcane, 12 different varieties on 18,000 acres land. After we harvest them, for 24 hours, that we are already using them to juice them and start the fermentation process because we want to keep the like green, true, real flavor of what the place is about. So yeah.
Brilliant. I think we might need to pour some out.
We do need to pour some out.
Let's
so
do it. Please do the honors, guys.
Brilliant. So now, of these, there was, as you're pouring that, there was 9,000 litres made. So we're talking about 12,000
12,000 bottles in history.
in history. So once this
we're
is gone,
drinking
this
a
is
piece of
gone.
history.
It's a really nice wooden top on it too.
Cork, delish. Oh, the top.
Yeah, the top, wooden top.
Fancy.
Now while we're talking about things, and in this day and age, we seem that all the distilleries are also taking a leaf, as it may, out of many books in terms of making sure that, hang on, just, look after yourself.
You nearly got it.
Almost,
You nearly got it.
Taking a leaf out of the book of always being sustainable, and now what's wonderful about it is we're seeing it's actually a viable alternative to do. Now, I understand that Appelton are fairly green as well, that the biomass after the sugar cane, after they've taken out all the sugar from it, they're actually utilising that biomass to actually fire their stills and that sort of thing.
Fuel
Which
the
is
boilers.
brilliant.
And also like there is a practice that like we don't hand harvest unless in like few little bits, but like we machine harvest that allows for the field not to be burned after the harvest.
Gotcha.
This way you keep and look after the unique microclimate of the place you are, and for us is probably way more important than for many other distilleries.
So why do people burn?
Oh, you get rid of like the roots and like kind of like the leftover after the harvesting.
Oh, okay, so
But if
clouds and
you do like a machine harvest in the right way, you don't need to do that. And to refresh our soil as well, we completely reseed the estate every 5 years. This way the sugarcane quality is always up there, always top.
Nice.
And I believe there was something I read, sorry, I'm having to check my notes as well.
Do it.
That part of their, they have an ash-free boiler, so it only emits water vapour. Again, just being able to look after the environment, which is fantastic.
Beautiful.
So we've read a little bit of notes about this and some other people's tastings, and to say the least, we're pretty excited about
Really looking forward
trying
to it.
this. So what does this cost a bottle here in Australia?
I think we were looking at maybe $270, $280.
It's pretty good, really. And it does.
Considering there are
Wow.
12,000 in history,
That's it.
we're
absolutely.
drinking a piece of history right now, guys.
And I mean,
You should do it as well. Do yourself a favor.
get in here, have a drink. We're selling it cheap.
Come
we're
over
selling
and
it.
say,
£4 of the young name renter. God, we never have no tomato.
That nose on it is just fantastic.
Yep.
You do get that ester thing that's going on, that little bit of Jamaican.
and
funk
after the
about it.
first tiny sip, that's where it really
It's
reveals
still so
itself.
soft.
Absolutely.
Rich, full body, full
Still-
of character,
Still quite dry, but man,
but
it is
also
full of
super
character.
elegant, isn't it?
Absolutely. Again, a testament to how well it's blended. And
Good job,
obviously,
Joy
Joy's just,
Spence.
hey,
It's just
Joy.
It's just super delicious, man. It's got so much flavour and it goes. It's like, oh, put it on your tongue and then you like just trying to suck that out with the salivating. I mean, my mouth is full. This is amazing.
We might.
Look at the
There might not be any left of this bottle for you guys to get if we stay here too long.
Hurry up, boys.
So, from us here at Hains & Co. And also from Luca, we wish you well to lifting spirits.
Cheers.
See you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Lord, me say the first thing me do, me fling the fan in a gear. The second thing me do, me reach a Spanish Town Square.